time to grow up, for me at least. Hello, my name is Desi Rodrigo, and welcome to today's episode. I'm going to talk about these topics: boundaries, organization, callings to certain things and places, transformation, and realizations. Before I get started, I just wanted to introduce myself. Hello, my name is Desi Rodrigo, and I started this podcast because I realized the only person who is really standing in the way of my success is myself. And I've always wanted to do a podcast. Since I'm a professional rambler, I thought it'd be a suiting kind of thing. That way I could be able to let out my feelings, let out my words, just freely, just finally say things that I've been meaning to say, but not trying to not trying to throw shade at anybody or anything. Just be myself, just be my rambler self. So the meaning behind my podcast is I just know that even though I make mistakes and that I may seem very annoying or anything towards how people perceive me to be, it is okay because at the end of the day, I am still growing into the person that I truly want to be. And that's going to take time, and that's going to definitely take some risks and mistakes. So without any further ado, let's get on to today's podcast. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is my calling to LA. So for almost a year now, I've had a calling to go there, and not for like a little vacation type of thing, for like moving. Like I feel like I need to be living there. And I'm not gonna lie, I was very adamant on moving there the past few hours that I started looking up schools that I could possibly transfer to. I was talking to my current school to be able to figure out if I can transfer because there's some things going on over there right now that is kind of like a little scary, which I will get into it a little bit. But I even asked my birth dad if I could even move with him. I have not lived with my dad since I was a child. So it's mainly just been me, my mom, and my sisters. And how I know my mom is with me and my sisters, my dad is definitely completely different because, they both have different parenting techniques. And I'm so used to being cared for by my mom that I'm literally like, well, that I know you definitely want to make this big move and this big change. And that is okay because it's like you're finally doing a realization and the moves to be able to figure out how to go there. But think about it really clearly because what you're trying to do, I know it's definitely emotional because some things happened recently. So you're very emotional and you feel like you got to get away and you feel like you got to start a whole new life. It's okay to start a new life. But what you can't do is run away from your problems. You can't run away because you're feeling very emotional, because if you do that, you're not really doing it for the right reasons. So I felt like I had to completely just run away. I felt like I was basically being such a horrible, ugly person towards people that I felt like I needed to completely just run away. And I felt like um, the city where I'm in would be better for everybody else if I just left, then maybe the city would finally be better. People would be thriving more and they wouldn't have to worry about me and my energy and my space. But here's the true thing: nobody's really thinking of me like that. Nobody's truly doing that. The only person that's doing that is myself. Because honestly, I have been in my house and I've been feeling horrible. I'm not gonna lie, I've been feeling like I wanted to D word. I've been feeling so horrible. So I literally pulled the I pulled the daughter move to when how when you are getting really sad or scared, like say that you watched a really scary movie that you thought you could handle, and it's like Halloween night, all the lights are done, all the lights are turned off, you're in the living room, all the window shades are open because you're thinking, oh, I'm a G, I'm a big dog, I can handle this, I ain't scared, I'm not three no more. But then it turns out you're a little wussy and you truly do have fears like a normal human being. So then you immediately run to your parents' house, or your parents' room, and you're just flying, diving into their bed, and you're like, I need to be with you guys. I can't sleep no more. A monster's gonna get me. He's gonna eat me. It's like I've been feeling like that for the past few days, and I felt also waves of depression and anxiety, and I felt like if I could not do anything to preoccupy my mind or anything, then the depression would hit even harder. My anxiety would hit even harder. And today I finally realized it is not that's not what's happening. Yes, due to certain things that happened, it may feel like it's happening, but truly it is not. And if it is, you don't know that, so it's better to not know and to just release your anxieties, try to stay positive and focus on yourself. So that's what I kind of did. But now that I finally feel like I have a leveled head on my shoulders, I still want to move to LA without a doubt. Definitely, if I'm not gonna lie, after my mom's birthday, that would be great because I feel like that is where I'm truly going to thrive there. Because for some reason, I have just been seeing in LA that even though it's always been this way, LA is a very big populated place filled with so much fun and creative places like cafes, food places, places where you want to go to have fun like bars, nightclubs, or even just regular fun where there was a place I saw, I think it is in LA, where it's like a museum of some sort, but in one exhibit, you get to pretend that you're being received a very high award. You get to do like a little walk to the stage, you get to react, you get to like fake sob like you just did 100 movies, but you finally get your big break. You get to pretend that you got like an Oscar or an Emmy or something. You just get to have so much fun. And it's like where I am, I feel like I can't have a lot of fun except with food. And like, don't get me wrong, food is amazing. I love food. I am a big bag, okay? And that's hard trying to be a big bag, but you're also trying to lose weight. Oh, but that's for another episode. But it just feels like LA just has more, especially for me trying to create content because I feel like as well I'm being called for content creation because I am in school for creative writing, but that turned out bad very fast. Not bad to where like reputation wise or like friends wise because I'm in online school, so I can't really make friends even though I possibly could. But same thing with beauty school. That also turned out bad. Not for reputation, not for friends, even though I did have a friend drama over there. But it wasn't because of anything like that, people related. Both of these situations ended up happening because of unfortunate circumstances. And it's like the only thing that hasn't really been an unfortunate circumstance is content creation. Because honestly, say that I wasn't called for content creation, then I would not be able to have any kind of devices to where I can record, to where I can be able edit my videos freely, or just even without a doubt can't even post them because I can do all those things. And it's like every day when I continue to post and try to perceive myself as someone on the internet when there's hundreds of thousands of other people already trying to do the same thing, it's like it's growing every day. And I see that there is great potential for me with content creation. So I feel like I'm definitely in the right track. I just feel like I need to make sure to get to LA, to live there, to experience that life and that culture, possibly start a new life over there because my life where I'm home, it's okay. It's nothing bad, but it's just like I feel like when TikTok, you're just scrolling and it's like 2 in the morning, you get that all of a sudden TikTok video on your feed where it's like you're going to have a decision or an opportunity to do a big move outside of your hometown. Take it. That's what my life is right now. It's like I'm being called to take that opportunity. And hey, universe, I'm going to take that opportunity. I'm just trying to figure out how to get there, you know? But I can't wait for when I do move to LA because I know not only will that be such an eye opening, soul searching experience, but that's also going to be some content, which I'm so excited for the possibilities to record. I'm so excited. So, for the next topic, I'm going to talk about saving my money better. So, I have a certain amount of money that comes in every month, and I did not realize that I actually had more money than I thought. Previously, before thinking that way, I always thought I was, not gonna lie, broke, that I didn't have any money, and that I was always gonna be broke. No, honey boo boo, it's just your savings. Not your savings, no. It's just your spending habits. You think that because, oh, I can only spend this much only for this month, every month of 365 days of a year for the rest of my life, that I'm broke. No, it's just your spending habits. You're spending so much of your money in 1 to 3 days. And honestly, if you just managed it better and set a budget, you probably would be spending what you need and be saving more every single month. Because I'm not gonna lie, if I had better money management for my money, like when I was, say, for example, like I had a job at 16, I probably would have had enough money to get a down payment for a car now, or possibly even fully buy it out. Like, you don't, it's like I never fully knew what money management in general meant and what it truly can do to better your life. So now that I finally made a budget for my paychecks and my spending and what to save and for my bills, it's like a literal eye opener, like, "Oh my goodness. I just realized I'm spending away all this money every single month when honestly I could have saved this and I could have put this towards my first car. I could have had enough money right now to get at least a decent car for a down payment." That is just so crazy to me. And it doesn't even have to be a car. It could be something for like some new clothes, because I am trying to better my wardrobe because I want to be in my earthy tones, sophisticated CEO era. I've been really wanting to just dress business casual for a while now, but I'm still trying to make sure that I fulfill my dream wardrobe first, which is basically kind of being like a baddie, you know? I don't want to say too much words because like this is my first podcast episode, so we're gonna like, well, when we get more comfortable, we'll do more smoothed out lingo, you know. But it's just it's just such an eye opener for me to just really realize I am wasting away so much money from takeout and from things that I'm not even buying. No, honestly, just really takeout when I could be investing in myself to afford the business casual clothes, to afford my skincare routine, to better my skin for my face, to better my body, like more personal fragrances, more like skin masks, just hygienic things in general, and things that can make me feel good and look good long term instead of something short like food. And I just feel just so happy that I actually took the time with myself to sit down and really think and make a plan about my money. Now that I know what I'm going to spend, what I'm going to save, and what I'm going to spend for my bills, I genuinely feel like I'm headed towards the right direction to being financially free. It's I'm serious, you guys. If you have not budgeted your paychecks yet, especially for your personal goals and your personal aspirations, you guys need to do it now. No matter if you have $1, no matter if you have $25,000, budget your money because it can literally open your eyes, make you see what you're doing with your money and how to be more mindful of the money you have. I'm telling you, it is such a game changer, genuinely. The next topic I want to talk about is learning to make and keep my boundaries. So, I am a person that is very passive, very forgiving, and too nice for a lot of people in this world. And I thought it was genuinely like a good thing at first because I thought I would rather be too nice to people than end up being a complete jackass to people in the end, but then like people hate me more. I'd rather be a very nice person who still manages to put people's smiles to make people have smiles on their faces. And yeah, like that kind of analogy. I just rather be nice than be mean. That's it. That's the end of the day. But now that I realized how nice I am, how too forgiving I am, I realize I'm not going to allow that anymore. So now I'm at a point in my life where if you're going to if you're going to want to leave, okay, that is your choice. That is fair. I will not stop you. If you decide that you don't want to do things with me, or you're going to take me for granted, or you're going to take advantage of me, then okay. But I'm not going to forgive you too nicely or too fast. I'm going to try to build my boundaries, and I'm going to try to make sure I keep those boundaries, because I realized I keep letting my boundaries like fly by or let people pass through them because I always try to put other people before me. And that's not fair to me at all, because who I want to be someone who people don't take for granted. And that if they do, then I will kick them to the rocks. That I will protect my peace of mind and my self worth over anybody. And I just realized I don't do that. And me not doing that, that means I don't like myself. I don't love myself enough. And that is not something I want to convey to myself. My stepsister sent me an Instagram reel, and it was about this person saying things like bringing them down to themselves. They were saying it to themselves. But then the person who's in charge of the seminar, they brought a plastic baby doll to their face, and they said, I want you to say those things to yourself. Say it to this baby right now. And they said those things. But then they were like, okay, I want you to hit the baby. And then they were like, I'm not going to hit the baby. And then they're like, why won't you do it? And they're just like, no, I'm not going to do it. And so the person said, so then how come you are okay with doing it to yourself, but to not to this in to this living, not to this inanimate object, to this object that's not even alive. It is plastic. It is not a real baby. And that made me think, oh, I do that to myself a lot. I talk down on myself. I belittle myself a lot when that is not the case. That is not what I should be doing. Yes, I should think, okay, I did do this, but turn around the perspective. For example, say that I accidentally spilled ice cream on somebody. If I am immediately going to say or think, I'm so stupid, I'm so clumsy, why would you do that? Oh my gosh, you're so ugly, you're so. No. What you're going to do is, after feeling those feelings, take a breath, take a moment, and then turn it around. It was on accident. I didn't mean to spill the ice cream on the person. The person didn't react badly, and you apologized. You are not a bad person. You are not stupid. It was just a delay of motion, a delay of reaction. You did nothing wrong. Now, if you did push the ice cream into the person, if you did it purposefully for malicious intent, then it is your fault. But you didn't do it on purpose, it was on accident. You are a good person, and all these negative things you have to say about yourself are not true. And once I'm able to really definitely, like, basically, once I'm able to have that kind of mindset locked in about me not trying to talk bad about myself and change the perspective of things that I had no control over and that I didn't mean to do, it's like eventually I will be able to fully believe that I am a good person, that I'm not ugly, that I'm not fat, that I'm not someone who is trying to do things for malicious intent, that I'm not a person that is bad because they accidentally spilled ice cream on a person when it really wasn't their fault. And so learning how to do that will definitely help me to keep my boundaries because it'll help me to remember I am a person of worth. I am a person that is good. I'm a person that would never do anything to hurt people on purpose through little actions or big actions. And I'm a person that will apologize. I'm a person that will definitely just try to make sure that just doesn't do those kind of things with mean intent. And I think I know what I'm saying now at this point. I'm just rambling at this point. I'm so sorry. But it's just important for me to learn I need to keep my boundaries, not to let it fly by just because a cute guy or cute girl all of a sudden wants to come in my life and I think they want to date me. But then it's like, oh no, I don't want to date you. You're not my type. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. So the next topic I want to talk about is turning into a different person. So, like the last topic, I am a passive person. I don't want to be that anymore. Like, I think I also definitely said this too. But I just want to be someone that is sure of themselves, that loves themselves, and that won't overthink every little thing that happens, that is very decisive, and that will always choose themselves over anybody. That my feelings matter. And that if you're not going to listen to me, if you're not going to talk to me, and you have a perception about me, or you're just immediately thinking like, I don't like you, or you did this, so you're a bad person, I'll be like, okay, that's your opinion, but I know that's not what it is. But you can go on about your day. I want to be a person. I want to be a person that is sure of themselves 100% and that will only truly be themselves. Nothing more, nothing less. And a boss CEO would be nice too. The final topic that I want to talk about for this episode is getting back into school or getting a job. So I do have a job, and well, I have two, but one of them is a content creator. The other job I will keep to myself because I just don't want to talk about it. It's nothing illegal or anything. It's just like, I want to keep it to myself. But one of my jobs is content creation. And there are people that say, "Oh, I've had great success from doing my day job, but also content creation on the side." And then there's other people that say, "Oh, I've had great success just from doing content creation alone because I put all of my effort into it." And I understand that. I love that for you, babes. I am literally clapping for you, period. But for me, it's a struggle for me because I feel like with content creation, it is a solid job for me, but it's taking such a long marathon for me to be able to get monetized that I feel like, should I be going to school right now while this builds, or should I be getting a job or something? Because I feel like I am sort of wasting time management on myself with this. I feel like I should be doing something else like school. But I remembered that with school, I would be so drained from classes and from assignments that it literally felt like every single time I opened up my laptop, my brain cells would be dying just from opening the laptop alone. And I'm just thinking, how would I have been able to make content from doing both of those? And I remember I have done that before. Might not have been so conscious at the time, but I did because I still made TikToks about me rambling. I still did transitions. I still did whatever. But now that I'm more conscious about what I want to do, it's like, how am I for certain able to juggle it? Because I also have a Sims 4 gaming channel, and I don't even want to like edit any videos from that because it's such a hassle, so much effort that you have to put into. But also, that's what it has to be with content creation and with school. Anything you do in life, there is going to be effort you're going to have to put into. And so I'm thinking, what thing can I do most for me? No, wait. I'm thinking, what can I do that would give me the most satisfaction for the most effort I'm spending and also for content creation? Genuinely, I feel like me going back to school would do that because then I would be able to have something where I can be able to say, oh, yeah, I'm doing content creation and I'm trying to go to school for my creative writing. And I would just proudly say it. And that would be more content for me to be able to make, which is a part of my niche, self discovery. And I'm so excited to be able to do that because I also feel like me going to LA will definitely open up a lot of self discoveries for me. Good ones, very good ones. And it's just a matter of me being able to find a good apartment and for me to even get accepted. Oh my gosh. Because have you, like, oh my goodness, people be so greedy when you're trying to get an apartment nowadays. And then it's like, if you get accepted, you got to make sure the apartment's nice. You got to make sure the management's nice. You got to make sure they're not going to mess around and play with you and your feelings and your time. It's just crazy, but it's effort well spent. Oh my gosh, I felt like I talked so much for this episode, but that's okay. Um, let's see. I feel like I already got the basics down. Um, I guess all I can really say is it's just I feel like it's time for me to start being aware of what I'm doing with my life. And if I don't like it, it's time to take charge. And it's time to remember and it's just time to grow up, basically. But I do have to give myself some grace that I still don't know how to navigate this world. I still don't know how to navigate to make the actions to be able to take on my new life, the life that I want. And that is fine because I also recently learned not to do everything by myself, not to take in everything by myself, even though it feels like I should. Um, so I feel like the only group of people I can really go to about this is my family. So that's what I'm gonna do. I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode of me rambling, and I hope to see you guys or hear you guys, or that sounded really weird. No, not hear you guys. Ew. But I just hope to see you guys in the next episode. Bye and stay safe.